Make sure to check out my Patreon for exclusive videos never before seen on YouTube. And don't forget to also check out the memberships on my channel page to join and gain access to perks and see videos early. Make sure to click the subscribe button and hit the bell and be notified of new videos. All the support goes to the production of the channel for better content. Now let's get into the video. With Frieza soon arriving in a few months' time, Goku and the other Z fighters would begin training harder than ever. Now that Vegeta was here, he would begin telling Goku and the others all that he could about Frieza, and the fact that he has a feeling that Frieza is even stronger than when he lets on. And he would explain that Frieza was the reason why planet Vegeta was destroyed to begin with. Now that they have a few months to train, all of them will begin training in the new gravity room that Bulma alongside her father was able to build. But after a period of time, Vegeta will kind of start hogging it for himself, as Vegeta wants to grow to surpass Kakarot. As although Goku easily defeated him, Vegeta would still have the goal to surpass Goku one day, so he kind of hogs it for himself more than ever. But Goku was fine with that, as Goku would then begin training with Gohan, Piccolo, and Raditz. As all three of them would begin training together, this is when Goku then has a great idea, as he would tell Popo about the Room of Spirit and Time. As he entered it before when he was younger, Popo states that it would take about a month for it to get ready. So near the end, when Frieza was soon to be arriving, they would then spend the 24 hours to be able to go into the Room of Spirit and Time for Goku and Gohan. With Goku and Gohan within the Room of Spirit and Time, Goku would begin pushing his power even more, but he does notice that Gohan does have a potential that he never thought of before. He was amazed by how strong Gohan is and the potential that he has. He was truly a gifted warrior. This was a great growth between him and his son, as now with Goku now knowing Gohan's potential, Gohan would begin growing very quickly. Now, alongside his father, Goku's potential is even higher than Gohan's, but they would grow much stronger over the course of the year of training. Once when Frieza's men was soon to arrive, Frieza was right behind, but the Ginyu Force would actually arrive first, albeit they're in a faster and smaller ship. The Ginyu Force was able to arrive about an hour earlier than Frieza, but once when they would arrive, the Z fighters were all ready. As now, Uldo would then battle Krillin and the others. Now, he was quickly killed off by Krillin and Tien. As Raditz would then battle Raccoon, Vegeta would then get his hands on Jace, as Berta would then battle Piccolo. Raditz would actually catch attacks and he would deliver a powerful kicks, as it was an unlikely trio of a team-up would then form, as the three worked together. These three beings were previously villains, but now they're good guys, and it's Vegeta, Piccolo, and Raditz actually working as a trio. Which Vegeta's not really all for it, but they know that they need to work together to be able to take them out quickly, because the main threat is Frieza. It would then begin switching people back and forth to fight, battling Raccoon, Jace, and Berta. Goku would then fly up and he would actually battle Captain Ginyu. As they seemed to be equal in strength, as Goku was in base form at this point, he was actually holding back a lot of power to save for Frieza. As he would begin powering up, Ginyu's scouter would then beep, as his power level would then soar to new heights, as he would stream 200,000 before the scouter would blow up. Now Ginyu was shocked at his power. He thought maybe the scouter was busted, as there's no way that a Saiyan is that powerful. He would then smirk, as it must be true, as he would then stab himself in the chest with his own hand, and he would then try using his Change Now technique. But this time around, Goku being so much faster and his senses being much higher, his smell, his taste, his sight, his hearing is so much higher, he would actually be able to dodge it much quicker. Having higher reflexes, he was able to appear behind Ginyu and twisting his neck, snapping his neck, killing him, before Ginyu can try that technique again. Luckily, this was when the Ginyu Force was completely defeated and taken out, as then Frieza's main ship would then arrive. As other smaller ones would then land as well, was holding the majority of his soldiers, as then it was thousands of soldiers as they were all lined up and ready to attack. Frieza would then float out of his spaceship, would then look at Goku and the other Z fighters for the first time. Frieza knows that Goku is the strongest. He seems familiar though. A long time ago. Frieza would then aim his finger, and then all of his men would begin attacking the Z fighters. All the soldiers then flying in. The chaos would be very similar to Resurrection F. All the Z fighters would then be split up, as they were battling their own couple hundred members on their own, so they can handle that just fine. Now this is when Raditz and the others would then split up as well to help the Z fighters, as Goku wants to fight Frieza alone first. Now Vegeta is kind of against this, But he's not going to get in Goku's way, as Vegeta can just tell when Goku powered up that he is actually stronger than Vegeta still. Vegeta's power level, just for showcase, is around over 100,000, similar to Raditz' power level as well, as they're nearly equal in power. But now Frieza was honestly surprised that a Saiyan, and he believes that he must have the Codex within him. He doesn't look much like a Super Saiyan from what we've heard, but he can feel a pressure from the Saiyan, a tremendous battle power, as he was able to defeat Captain Ginyu, it seems. Earlier, this was when the Z Fighters would then continue to assault Frieza's men and overpower them very quickly, but they were still tired from doing this, as this is a lot of people to fight. This was when Goku would then state that he would end Frieza. Frieza would then jump out of his chair laughing, as he would tell him that he is an ant compared to a dinosaur to him. And that true, his power level, from what he saw, was 200,000, but his is 530,000. Goku was actually impressed by this power, but he knows that he's stronger than that, as it blew up before he went to his strength. This is when Goku would then charge in, and he began trading blows with Frieza back and forth, as Frieza was shocked that Goku was actually able to hold his own against him. But then Goku would then headbutt the ruler into his own chair, and it would then make it explode, as Frieza would then scowl in anger. Frieza thinks that this must be a fluke. There's no way he's that powerful. As the two were locking hands similar to Vegeta and Frieza like the original, Frieza's scouter would then start to go off, as it was spiking a power level, shooting over 500,000, which he would say that's impossible, as Goku would begin pushing Frieza back, overpowering him. Frieza's scouter would then explode. Frieza would then use his tail to then trip Goku's leg and throw him away, as Frieza would then be in shock. Frieza would then state, "Then I guess you are the Super Saiyan after all," as Frieza would then grant him a true honor. He's going to skip over his use of go to his full power, as Frieza here does not want to take any chances. This is when Frieza would begin powering up, actually using more of his true strength. Frieza would then glare at him. He then glowed into his power, as he was then kind of gloating about it. Frieza would then state that this is my final form, my true power. Everybody was in shock at this power. His purple aura was making everybody almost hold their eyes to stand back. Now Goku would just glare at him, as Goku was already in his own primal-like form, similar to Akari. His yellow aura flaring and his muscles growing in size, they would then begin their battle, not saying a word, charging in, trading blows back and forth. As he was battling Frieza, it seemed to be equal in power. This version of Frieza is actually stronger than his original self, as Goku uses his full strength now, shining in a golden light, as he would then punch Frieza square in the face, making him spit blood everywhere. He would then appear behind Frieza, delivering a powerful gut punch into the mountainside, as he would then float down. As you have to remember here, with Goku's senses so enhanced, and on top of his quick adaptability, he's able to quickly start overpowering Frieza already. This is when Frieza would then smirk, as while true, Frieza's at about 80% of his power, he knows that if he goes into 100%, it could cause stamina issues. Always ready for combat, Frieza has been secretly training off and on, very lightly over the past years. As we know of Frieza, if he does intense training for just a short time, he can reach the realm of the gods. But with this version of Frieza, since he loathes training so much, and he's not training for a direct goal to kill somebody, Frieza was just training to make sure that he was extra strong and prepared if a Super Saiyan ever did appear, like he feared. This was when Frieza would then do light training here and there for the past couple of years, but that is just enough to boost his power level a little bit higher than before, and it really helps him unlock his power. This is when Frieza would then despair of the fact that he knew that a Saiyan child possessing a Codex. He worried that one day a Super Saiyan might kill him, even after Planet Vegeta destruction, but he kept in shape, doing training here and there, much to his hatred for it. Small training over the years increased his strength and grants him a new power he never imagined. Frieza would then grant him the Death Wish and the honor of seeing at first his true battle form. This was his 5th form. As he begins transforming, he begins screaming in powers, he begins growing, doubling almost in size, being over 8 foot tall and muscular. He was very similar to his brother Cooler in terms of looks, as Frieza's face mask would then appear on his face, as Goku was shocked, but he would get into a battle stance ready to go, as the power that Frieza possessed was terrifying. Goku would then take the first move, jumping in first to fight Frieza, but Frieza would then instantly block the attack, hitting behind him, giving him a back fist without him even flinching. Goku would then fly around in different directions, trying to attack Frieza with everything that he has, but Frieza was easily blocking it, standing there completely calm. Frieza would then smirk and state that there's no way you can match me, as then this was when he would then be kind of surprised that he has the courage to even do this, as Frieza would then grab Goku by the face, shoving him through the mountain forcefully and slamming him to the ground, as he would then jump Broly style, landing and stomping on his stomach, making Goku call blood. Goku would then get up, as Frieza was actually a little bit surprised. The Saiyan has more courage and wit than he thought, as Goku would then go all out, giving everything that he has, punching back and forth for Frieza, but Frieza was easily blocking the attacks with just a few fingers, not really trying that much. Now, each blow would then hit Goku, as Frieza was hitting Goku so hard it was causing shockwave. But each punch, he was getting instant flashbacks as he was fighting. The first punch would then land with him in a pod. He would then see his father beating King Vegeta, and his mother telling him something important. As then he would then be knocked back into reality, he would then see Frieza, who would be jumping in the air, holding his finger in the air as he formed a massive supernova. As he was able to gather energy very quickly, he would then finish this fight off and then throw it right at Goku. Goku would then grab it, using everything he could to try and push it back. The other Z fighters couldn't even get close because of the force of the attack was pushing them back. With all of his strength, he used all that he could to make sure they did not blow up the planet, but it would hit Goku directly, causing a massive explosion, leaving a large crater and rubble everywhere. Everyone else would then stare in shock. Some of them were very upset, as that's their friend and their brother, Goku, and their father. They thought that he died. Frieza would then be laughing his ass off, laughing now that the torture will begin for the Z fighters. He would then fly in, easily dealing a powerful blow to Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, Piccolo, and Raditz. Vegeta would then try to do something, as Frieza would then begin choking him out, killing him with his own tail. This is when he would then stop, as he would drop Vegeta, seeing Gohan. Gohan was standing there nearby. His anger was higher than ever, as his power level begins spiking to levels never seen before. As he begins bulking in size a little bit, his eyes going a yellowish hue, as he begins using the Great Ape power within him, just like his father did at his age. He would then scream at Frieza to stop it, as he would then fly in at Frieza, attacking him, delivering powerful gut punches to him, as this would actually stun him for a split moment, as this actually shocked him with how strong this child is at his age. As then Gohan would then send Frieza into the air using a sledgehammer attack, sending him back down, as he would then fire hundreds and hundreds of ki blasts, hitting Frieza, making a large crater and destroying the entire area. This was when Frieza would then be standing there, as he didn't really have any damage on him, but he was impressed by Gohan's power. That almost stung him. He would then appear right in front of Gohan and neck chop him, making him fall to the ground. As now the torture will continue, Frieza would then start to get bored. After all of this, this was the final Super Saiyan. Now he's thinking about destroying this entire planet, turning it into space dust. Or he might keep it as to torture Vegeta, and maybe keep it around to trade for income. But he will most likely destroy it, as he's going to kill every single Saiyan on the planet if there is any extra around. This would then be with Goku. Goku was in the rubble. He would then open his eyes barely, but he was in a black space. It was completely empty almost. He was almost floating. He was in base form and nearly killed, but he would then see his father appear. And then King Vegeta would appear as well. But then dozens and thousands of other Saiyans appear in different sizes, and it seems to be from different ages, showing different armors from different times, and even some having simple animal fur around them. But then a man in the animal-like fur would then walk up with a larger man who was next to him. Both of them seem to be polar opposites of each other. But one man seems calm and nurturing. He seems very strong and very pure of light. His hair was red. Other man, opposite. He was the epitome of what a Saiyan was. His energy was red and black, dark. His hair was like Raditz, and he was very demonic. As these two beings would then appear in front of Goku, Bardock would have told his son to stop, to get up, that he's not dying. But then the man with this red fiery hair would then tell Goku to get up, not give up, keep fighting, to unlock the power that he has within him, to really use it. He would then, both Saiyans would then offer their hand, as once when Goku takes it, All of the Saiyans would then enter Goku's body, as he would then glow a large light. As then, Frieza, who was out there choking Vegeta again, massive green explosion behind Frieza makes everyone turn, as Goku would then appear from the rubble. His hair was standing up, and his pupils were gone. He appeared dead calm, but it was so much primal fury and a calm stature. Frieza would then drop Vegeta, laughing that the Super Saiyan has finally arrived, as right before he could finish his word, Goku was right behind Frieza. Frieza would then jump back, as he states how did he get there. As Frieza would then throw a punch towards Goku, he would then grab his hand, and he would then twist his hand, easily snapping his wrist. He would then tell Frieza that he will suffer for all the people that he has destroyed. He would then suddenly roar in anger, as his roar was almost like an Usaru. His aura flared, blowing Frieza back through the mountains, as he would then fly right towards Frieza, delivering a powerful punch to his face and delivering a powerful knee to the stomach, making Frieza fall back in agony. This was when Frieza would then cover himself and he would then laugh, saying that he's too much, as he would then fire a blast right at Goku's face, but it did nothing. He would then look up and see that Frieza charged a much bigger supernova, putting much more energy into it. He would then tell him to die with this planet. As he would then throw the attack, Goku, who caught it easily, he would then throw it right back at Frieza as it would launch the Emperor into outer space. Frieza was actually able to slide off the attack, but he was still wounded from it. But Frieza can breathe in outer space, until Goku was right in front of him in outer space. Thanks to Goku's mutation and genetics, he was actually able to survive the vacuum of space, as he's able to hold his breath for an extremely long period of time, and not be destroyed by the non-gravity or his head exploding. This was when Goku would then smirk, as he would then charge a ki ball in his hand, mirroring Bardock exactly the same pose and the same similar attack, as his attack was a bright blue. Frieza's eyes widened in shock. He looked just like that Saiyan all those years ago. It must be his offspring. He then would then feel true fear, as Goku would then scream at Frieza, yelling "Perish!" As he would then throw the attack, it would expand into a massive ball of energy. It would then engulf Frieza, completely destroying the Emperor. Once that peace was finally brought to Earth in the universe, Goku would land back on Earth. He was completely exhausted, as he would begin laughing. As Vegeta would then give him a thumbs up, everyone would begin laughing as it was all okay. Back at home, Chi-Chi was furious about the fact that Gohan nearly got killed, and he went right back to studying, as a few months of peace would then pass as Goku was meditating near the Buu Forest. Then a young man would then appear, and his name was Trunks. And he was from the future, and he needs to ask Goku for help. He would actually have a quick little spar with Goku, which would be kind of similar, just Goku would not be in Super Saiyan, he would actually be in base form, able to match Trunks. Trunks was amazed with how strong Goku was in his base form, and Goku was actually surprised to see that version of a Super Saiyan. He's never seen a form looking like that. It looks similar to his, but his is like a greenish. His is more like a yellow and it has blue eyes. But all forms aside, Trunks would then state that he's from the future, and in 3 years' time, the Red Ribbon Army created a powerful mutated monster, as some of them actually survived Goku's attack from all those years ago. Trunks would then explain that they were able to work with DNA splicing mutation experiments, as the Red Ribbon Army was able to create a monster, a being of pure evil, and all it knew was destruction. It had no purpose, it had no drive, all it knew was the fight. That's all it knew. Now, with the fact that Goku was here, and Trunks can maybe use this to save his timeline, there's a chance that everything can be changed. This was when how this mutation even started, was because they were collecting DNA off an alien species into one being. And it adapts very quickly. And it killed all the Z fighters, but then it would leave planet Earth, spreading across the universe, evolving and growing stronger without stopping. And it actually killed future Goku in his timeline, not a heart virus. He wasn't able to stop it. But now that Goku is ready and he has time to prepare, and he knows about his weaknesses and powers, he might have a chance. Trunks would then explain that half of the population was killed by the heart virus, and most of the population was killed off by this monster. Goku in this timeline did not get the heart virus. Because of his mutation, I feel like his healing factor would actually stop a heart virus from even affecting him. And here's the thing too. Why is this mutated monster not an android? It is not an android at all. It's not necessarily a bio-android either. It's a mutated monster. It's just a being of spliced DNA put together. I guess you could say cell if you wanted. This being, since the fact that Dr. Gero was killed, they could not really kind of step into the technology aspects of the android department. So they decided to go into a whole new route and do DNA splicing and mutations, blending different pieces of abilities together in one being, making a monster. This would change the Red Ribbon Army and make them interesting as well than the average and the usual android and technology side. With Trunks now leaving, going back in his time ship, this was when Piccolo was in here just like before with some of the other Z fighters. As Goku would then try to cover most of the stuff up that Trunks told him, Piccolo would then shut him up and explain that he can hear him all across the planet anyway. He would then explain in simple terms that there is a monstrosity that the Red Ribbon Army made, and within 3 years' time, it will then show itself at this location and at this time. So they need to get training. As all of them would then go their own way, Raditz and Piccolo would then stay again and train with Goku and Gohan, now continuing to grow stronger together as 3 years later, they all get ready and arrive at the place Trunks said, as it was the Red Ribbon Army headquarters. Trunks would arrive on time. As they would then walk out, the main leader, one of the Red Ribbon Army officials, would then laugh as he was a lead scientist. He was delighted that Goku was right here to die. As appearing from the large container was a large monster, at least 20 feet tall, and it reminded Goku of a Frieza in a way, but a large spider-like monster and abomination of all kinds, as it had multiple arms and weird-looking tail, and it was weird. As this leader would then command the monster to kill Goku, but the monster didn't even move, it just looked right at the scientist. The scientist would then yell at it to attack him, but then it would then crush the scientist with his tail, as this monster was out of control. It purposely led the scientist to lead him out there so he can break off the mind control and go attack Goku on his own. But he's not just attacking Goku, he's attacking everybody. They would all then split up, attacking the creature all around it. But this creature was fast for its size, as it was able to teleport around almost instantly. As it would then grab Goku, Piccolo, and Raditz with his arms, slamming both of them down into the ground. As its power was immense, even Goku in his Ikari form was not enough to even stop this thing, as whatever they do to it, it kept on healing and growing stronger. This is when a large attack would then hit the monster, stunning it, as it would turn, seeing Vegeta smirking, crossing his arms. Vegeta would then state that he's going to show a power that's been blessed for 1,000 years, as Vegeta would then transform into Super Vegeta, aka Super Saiyan. Now with Super Saiyan Vegeta, he would then charge up a massive Big Bang attack, hitting the monster, as it would actually damage it a little bit and stun it. Vegeta would state to hurry it up, as this is when all the other Z fighters would then charge up their other attacks as well, firing at the monster at the same time. It would actually blast half of its body off, but then the body would then dissipate into bubbles and just liquid. But then, it would then regenerate nearly instantly. As it would grab Vegeta with his new regenerated arm, nearly crushing the Saiyan, Goku would then power up into his Ikari form. Now Goku has had 3 years to adapt to this form, as it's very difficult to maintain, as he has full control over it, but it's just that gaining access to this form is so dangerous. Because of the raw power, it can nearly destroy his body if he's not perfected it. But he's gotten a lot better, as now that Goku's in the new form, his hair now green, flaring, he would then fly in, crashing into the monster through the Red Ribbon Army base, as he would deliver powerful punches to it, staggering the creature, knocking it back. He was able to damage the monster, but it was adapting quickly, as every time that they were attacking it, it was getting less and less effective on it. And Goku was running out of options. It's starting to adapt to brute force, as now brute force alone will not kill this thing. Not even key attacks will not kill this thing. With Goku running out of options, it would begin overpowering Goku, as it's just not stopping. It has unlimited energy, unlimited powers. It just continuously is growing to adapt to Goku. Goku was then running out of options, as he would then try to fire a full power Kamehameha wave as it would hit the creature, as all the Z fighters would then try the same attack, hitting it again, but it didn't do anything this time, as it adapted to what they did to it. Now with this creature now growing more in strength, he would begin to start overpowering Goku, as Goku was running out of options. Goku then has one idea. He could try making himself explode and sacrificing himself, but he can't guarantee that they would incinerate every single cell of his creature. He would need to think of a plan, as Goku has an idea. The sun. The sun can incinerate every single cell of this being, completely obliterating it from existence. But he needs all the energy he can to push it and overpower it to the sun in time. He would then ask them for their energy, as all of them, Vegeta, Gohan, Raditz, Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien, Krillin, Gohan, everyone else would then grant their energy to Goku, giving a massive jump in power. He would then tackle the beast, but before he does, he would then tell his son Gohan that he loves him, and his brother Raditz as well, that he'll see him around, as he would then fly straight into space, as Goku was able to hold his breath and survive the vacuum of space for a period of time, and also to the fact that these beings can move way faster than light speed, he's actually able to get to the sun very quickly. Now with Goku actually fighting the monster in space, the monster was able to quickly adapt to not having air very quickly, as it then punched Goku back, as Goku would then fly right back in, tackling it, as it would then go right into the sun, completely incinerating both beings. Making a large explosion, the sun would then glow very bright, but then it would dissipate. As Gohan would then scream as he lost his father, Goku would then appear in the otherworld, as the monster was completely obliterated and it was actually destroyed by the sun. Now this is when they would gather the Dragon Balls and they were going to wish Goku back to life. But Goku would actually reject this and tell them no, as he feels like all these people are showing up just because of him. Frieza, now this monstrosity. He thinks that Gohan and the others are so much stronger now that he definitely thinks that he can be gone. Maybe it's for the best. And besides, there's a lot of strong guys up here that he needs to see. Now, Goku was able to talk through this by the help of King Yama, who did a solid for Goku and actually helped him keep his body. Now, this is when Goku would then go on his adventures in the otherworld. With Goku now traveling around, he would be able to fly over to King Kai's world very quickly, as remember he's way past light speed at this point. He would then run over Snake Way, flying there very quickly. After saying a few jokes to King Kai, he would quickly want to train him, as he heard about Goku, the fact that he defeated Frieza and that monstrosity or whatever it was. He would easily train Goku. Goku was easily adaptable to the 10 times gravity, as he trained in that before. He would then learn the Kaioken technique and the Spirit Bomb. Now the Kaioken technique was interesting to him, but he doesn't really see a need for it as he has his new form. This is when Goku would then go into the Otherworld tournament and battle some otherworldly beings. This is when Goku would actually meet Pikkon for the first time, and with Goku's Akari-like state, he would actually be able to defeat Pikkon, as Goku would then showcase his primal form. That is what I'm calling the green version of Goku's form, the primal form. As this is Goku, as it's different than Broly's legendary Super Saiyan form, though it looks very similar because he is a mutated Saiyan, it's upgraded in a way. So I'm calling it the primal form, or the primal state. Goku would have easily overpowered Pikkon, knocking him out of the ring, as he was able to tank through Pikkon's flaming attack. With Goku now being the winner, he would then be trained by the Kai, who stated that he'll train him within the next 100 years as he needs to get training to catch up. This was when 7 years would pass, just like the original, as Gohan's now a young man. With the fact that he failed to save his father, Gohan would actually do a little bit more training than he would in the original. And considering the fact that Raditz was now with Launch and he was happily married and has a kid, their kid is also pretty strong too, as it's a girl, and you guys can name her in the comments down below if you want. She's around the same exact age as Goten is, being around 7 to 8 years old, as of course Trunks was stillborn just like before, being 7 to 8 years old. So they're a cool little trio together, and they're like a little dream team, like a little trio team, which is really adorable. You would have the fact that with Gohan, Raditz would be very strict on him alongside with Piccolo, for Gohan to continue growing stronger into the warrior that he was meant to be. So Gohan would do studying, but with even a little bit of training, he would grow much stronger. After 7 years, Goku would still be granted the 24 hours to be brought back to Earth for a period of time. Now, before you guys asked, why doesn't Goku just wish to be brought back to life? Well, Goku doesn't want to either way, because it seems very peaceful. Why would he want to? So, unless he really needs the wish, he's going to save it. But 24 hours is plenty of time to go see his family for a little bit, and then he'll go back up to the other world to not cause any problems. With Goku now coming down during the World Martial Arts Tournament, just like before, Vegeta was excited to see Goku as he's been wanting a rematch for so long. Vegeta's pride and his drive to surpass Goku was even higher than it was before, as he hates the fact that Goku was easily overpowering him and the fact that he's always been ahead of him. Raditz was excited to see his brother more than ever, as of course he missed his brother more than anything. Raditz has had like the greatest character arc other than Piccolo and Vegeta. He's grown up a lot. As everyone else would then see Goku, as they were all so delighted to see him, this was when they would then pick to go join a fight. Goku wasn't really going to be fighting, but he decided to anyway, as Vegeta would then be challenged to fight Goku. As then, this is when Gohan would still become the Golden Warrior and the Great Saiyan Man, just like before, as Gohan does actually have access to Super Saiyan. Now Gohan does have this Akari state, but he does have normal Super Saiyan as well, as he was able to unlock this over the years, as Raditz does have Super Saiyan as well alongside Vegeta. With Raditz, there's a lot more Super Saiyans now, as well as Raditz's daughter actually showcased Super Saiyan as well, same with Goten and Trunks. So now you have a lot of Super Saiyans around, and this is when Vegeta would then finally get his dream match. As Gohan would have still met Videl just like before, she would have been beaten by Spopovich just like earlier. This was when the Supreme Kai would finally reveal himself to Gohan. And this was when he would actually hold Gohan back to have his energy stolen by Spopovich and Yamu. Once when they took his energy, they would then fly back to Babidi, as the Z Fighters would then fly their way over to go see what was going on. With the Z Fighters then heading that way, it was of course Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Raditz, Piccolo. With now all 5 to 6 of them all ready to go, they are of course much more stronger than their original selves. Even Piccolo is much more stronger too, having the motivation to train harder than ever. Once when they do arrive going into Babidi's ship, the difference here is that once when they go into Babidi's ship, Vegeta would be taken over to mind control. Now he would actually try to take over Raditz's mind too, as Raditz was not pure heart like how he is today. Now Raditz would actually reject the mind control, but Vegeta would still accept it to try and surpass Goku. Once when him and Goku go fight on the Rocky Wasteland, the fight would end much faster. Goku's power level is so high to the point to where it's literally not making any sense. Since that once when Goku goes into his legendary Super Saiyan form, or the real version, the primal state, this is when he would then knock out Vegeta very quickly, as Goku knows that he cannot mess around with Vegeta, because then this will resurrect Buu. But the fact that Gohan was much more powerful and his energy was taken, Babidi was able to revive Buu, with Dabura handing over his own energy to revive him. Now that Majin Buu was revived, he would have actually killed Dabura just like before. Once when he is now defeated, this is when Gohan would actually be able to fight him as a Super Saiyan. Gohan would even go into a Super Saiyan 2, showcasing it for the first time, as Raditz would even go Super Saiyan 2 as well, as they've been training hard for the past 7 years. Vegeta also went Super Saiyan 2 against Goku, but it was futile. Once when Goku was heading back over there, they would actually be able to fight Fat Buu pretty evenly, with both of them teaming up, and the fact that Gohan's much more powerful than his original self, Fat Buu would be overpowered very quickly. This version of Goku, remember, is not as nice as his original self is. He does sense that there is some good within Buu, but he doesn't want to take chances. Considering the fact that Raditz is there as well, Goku would then join in on the fight, and they would overpower Fat Buu pretty much instantly. As he had no chance, all 3 of them would then charge up a large attack, killing Babidi and Fat Buu at the same time. Now, with Goku's time ran out, he would actually then fly back up to Earth, and he would then go back up to the otherworld. As for Vegeta, once when he recovered, he would then be ashamed for what he did, as with the help of Supreme Kai, he was actually able to remove the Babidi's mind control, and he would actually offer Gohan to come train alongside Raditz for helping stop Buu. And this is when also the Supreme Kai would then appear in the otherworld and offer Goku, as Goku would definitely be down to go hang out with them and see what's going on. But Goku would not be brought back to life, and this of course changes the Buu saga very quickly. But since the Z Fighters were so much more stronger than they were originally, sadly Majin Buu had no chance against this version. Anyway, that is it for this What If You guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about it down below. Make sure to get this video to 300 likes. You guys are the best in the world. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you all later.